What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on ShaunsTake. The NFL season kicked off Thursday, and that also means that fantasy season kicked off Thursday. And now I'm excited to bring to you the first ShaunsTake fantasy talk show. Throughout the season, I'll be doing a weekly show covering the aspects of fantasy football to help you win your prospective league. Now on Thursday, unless you had Allen Robinson or a defense, you likely were pretty disappointed from a fantasy aspect. But as the season gets on, it's going to get more exciting, and that's why I'm here to help you know what to do for your fantasy league. This offseason, there were a lot of big name changes that have big fantasy impacts along with them. Odell Beckham went from New York to Cleveland, now playing with Baker Mayfield in what is expected to be a high-powered offense this year. Le'Veon Bell is now a Jet, and after sitting out a year, there's a little skepticism about how he'll do this year, but look for him to be the lead workhorse in New York and ideally garner a lot of fantasy points this year. And then obviously we all know about Antonio Brown, who was traded from Pittsburgh to Oakland this year. And if you haven't heard the news yet, he got released this morning after all the controversy he's been through this offseason. It ended with the two sides parting ways. Now, really quick note on Antonio Brown. I know you guys are frustrated if you drafted him, and I would obviously be too. I stayed away from him this year just because I didn't know how the situation in Oakland would turn out. But do not release Brown right now. Antonio Brown is still one of the best players in the NFL, talent-wise, and it's likely that there are 30 other teams, take away Oakland and Pittsburgh, who are looking at Brown right now wondering if they should take a shot at him. In all likelihood, there's going to be a team out there that feels like they have the right structure to make Antonio Brown work. And if there's a team that can figure it out, his fantasy benefits are still there. So if you guys use a second or third round pick on him, don't get rid of him just yet. Just wait out to see how it plays out, and obviously we'll have updates for you on how the whole Antonio Brown situation goes from here on out. Obviously we know Melvin Gordon is still not playing yet, so that's going to be a situation that we'll be watching closely. Ezekiel Elliott got his contract, and he's looking for a go-ahead week 1, so if you drafted him in your league, if he fell a little bit, that's a great pickup with him now getting his record-setting deal. Melvin Gordon, on the other hand, there's no end in sight right now. We know the Chargers gave him permission to seek out a trade, but so far they're not exactly the most interested in trading him, and I feel like they do believe that he will come back at some point this year, and their goal is to get a deal worked out at the end of this season. But so far right now, Austin Eckler looks like the main back in San Diego, or Los Angeles now, and it's going to be interesting to see how he did. He did very well last year when Melvin was out for the 4 games that he didn't play last year. So look for Austin Eckler to get a strong start to the season. That's a guy you could be looking for this week too. Now I want to get into a little bit about what to expect from my show moving forward. Each week I'm going to have a different guest on the show who's going to help me break down different aspects of fantasy. Throughout the year, I'll be giving you trade advice, waiver wire advice, lineup advice to help you win both your daily and your long fantasy leagues. Make sure to stay up to date on my ShaunsTake Instagram and Twitter, as I'll be giving different fantasy advice throughout the week and on Sundays, keeping you guys up to date with players of the week and all sorts of stuff. Also, make sure to message me on Instagram and Twitter for any fantasy questions. If you want lineup advice, trade advice, any questions, you name it, tag me, message me, and I'll get you the results you need. Heading into the show for week 2, I'll be giving you guys updates from week 1 results, as well as what to expect moving forward. Let's all start 1-0 this week, and good luck to everybody with your first matchup. I look forward to seeing you again, and let's have a great season. Thanks for watching.